lovelies, and welcome to my self-help channel. My name is Fereniki and I am super excited you're joining me today. Over the past holidays I had lots of questions coming in, especially around self-love, and I know that's a subject that lots of people are dealing with. And one of the questions that came up again and again is why so many women have low self-esteem. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So get your coffees and your teas and let's get started. Hi again. So why is it that so many women have self-esteem issues or low self-esteem? So that's a question that is quite deep, isn't it? Because it's not like, of course, it's a generalization. That doesn't mean that all women, but in comparison to men, women have more women than men have low self-esteem, if that makes sense. And the reason for that is generational. So the last 100, 200 years, women have felt less than, right? They have been suppressed. The feminine energy in general has been suppressed. So like my grandmother or her mother were not really comfortable talking about their thoughts and ideas in public. They had to follow certain rules. They had to follow perhaps, my grandpa's rules and what he wanted to do. So she didn't have a voice for herself. She was not also very confident and comfortable to share her sexuality. It wasn't acceptable. And I guess that's the same for many cultures. Obviously, I'm coming from Greece, but I'm sure it's the same in other cultures as well, right? The last 100 years, 200 years, women have felt suppressed in so many ways. Sexually, emotionally, standing up for themselves, having a voice, expressing what they think and what they feel. We are only changing that, I don't know, the last 70 years, 80 years or so, right? Now we see change. But, I mean, it's not going to go away immediately because it is generational. So the traumas and wounds that your grandmother experienced, or the bad behaviors, or the experiences of inferiority that she felt, those are traumas and wounds. And if she wasn't able to heal them during her lifetime, those were passed through the DNA into your mother or you then. So, but also apart from the generation trauma that has been, inherited through DNA and has been passed through DNA, if people don't heal their own trauma in their own lifetime, that passes over to other lifetimes and the next children, children. So it's something to bear and think about. But also, I'm not going to go far. I'm just going to share my own personal experiences. I grew up in a family where my dad was a very strong, macho man, and my mom was 13 years younger than him, and also she felt very insecure in so many ways. And obviously seeing that growing up, I was, you kind of get things without noticing, like small things, that she would always put herself last. So when a very small example, very simple example, she would cook eggs, fry eggs, and she would give the best frying egg to my dad, then the others to me and my brother, and she would get the worst one, the messy one, you know what I mean? So, and I was like, why is she doing that? Like, why always my dad has to have the best? And, those kind of things, those little things. But that shows that those are trauma and wounds that have not been healed. That's why lots of women are triggered, especially in their own personal relationships with men, because men are a little bit more manageable and a little bit more logical, where women are a lot more emotional and they are really triggered. Every time you're triggered, that means that you have a trauma or a wound that you haven't healed. Otherwise, if that was healed, then you wouldn't have been triggered. You know what I mean? So lots of people say, no, I don't have trauma. What are you talking about? I'm like, every time you're triggered, that means that you have things within you that you haven't dealt with. Like, I mean, I have been through that as well. I'm not ashamed of saying that. Just, if you do not admit it, then you won't be able to heal from it. Yeah, I don't want to be like, but that's how it is. So yeah, that's the reason. So not only we get the generation trauma that passes through DNA, but we also had I had experiences seeing my mom putting herself second or third and not putting herself first, and that's not healthy, right? I know that's something again that is part of the conditioning that women need to be givers and all of that stuff, 100%, but not on the cost of my own needs and my own wants. Because if the mom of the house is not happy, if she's not fulfilled, nobody is happy in the house. And that is so true for everybody, I think. If a mother feels resentful towards her man or her children, then she can't be the best mom that she can be, so she can take care of the other people. So moms need to, not only moms, but women in general, need to take care of themselves first before they're able to take care of other people. So it's very, very nice to be able to give, but you need to be full yourself in order to be able to give. If you're empty on the inside emotionally, you just can't give anything to anybody. You just, fooling yourself. So that is why lots of women have low self-esteem, because we have been taught to have that. Also, we are not aware of our strengths, because to be emotional or to be vulnerable or to be sensitive is a huge strength. But it has been perceived as a weakness because both men and women have been sorry, excuse me, I have coughing. Both men and women have been suppressing their feminine energy. So both men and women have feminine and masculine energy within them. In the past, the last 200 years, the feminine energy, not females, but the feminine energy has been suppressed. So that means that a man is not in touch with his emotions. So if he's not in touch with his emotions, he can't handle an emotional human being. So he's going to try to suppress her as well. Does that make sense? So once you embrace who you are, if a man is able to embrace his masculine and feminine energy at the same time and be in touch with his emotions and being able to communicate those calmly, that is an advanced man, emotionally mature. And if he is emotionally mature, then he can handle a woman that has her own emotions, and he would honor her emotions, and he would listen and understand. But if he is wounded himself, if he is not accepting that part of him, the feminine energy within him, then he cannot accept that in anybody else. Yeah. And also, in order for men to grow, I think what is happening in the world at this moment is that women are trying much harder, and they're doing a lot more work in developing themselves emotionally. And when a woman does that, a man has to match her, otherwise he's out, right? So focus on yourselves. I definitely think that everybody needs to focus on themselves, to heal themselves first before they're able to heal others. And that's exactly what I have been doing in order to be able to share my experience with you and my tips. So those are some of the reasons why women have been having low self-esteem, and it's a work in progress. But if we take care of ourselves first, then we will be in a much better position for the next generation, for our daughters, and we will give a completely different example to our daughters rather than the one we got from our mothers, because that was a little bit flawed. at least from in my case, I mean, I'm not saying that all mothers are insecure, but I'm saying that it is very likely that your mom also acted um, putting herself second or third or fourth or last in the family, rather than valuing herself and putting herself first. So in order to be able to give and be valuable to other people, you need to take care of yourself. You need to learn to love yourself and to build yourself emotionally from within. And if you don't know how to do that, there are lots of ways I can help you with that. So please get in touch. I'm on Instagram, so Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and my email address and my website. All of these things are on the description below, so you can find my details there and get in touch with me. I'll be more than happy to help. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this content. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content like that. And I'll see you next time.